Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel and welcome to a brand new series. For the third year in a row, this is our Escaping Free-to-Play series. Now, I've sort of been plugging this for a couple of weeks, and if you guys haven't seen this series before, every year what I do on a brand new fresh free-to-play account is journey through an attempt to go and create a bond from scratch. Now, this is from scratch on a fresh account. It's from doing loads of different money-making methods, and it's to show you guys that you can go and earn enough gold in free-to-play gameplay to go and buy your own members bond. Now, the bond is 14 days of members gameplay, and that could be series 2 to show you guys how to sustain it and how to keep the bond flowing on an account, just so you don't have to pay your real-life money for membership. You can earn it purely from gameplay and doing free-to-play as a start off as well. So last year's series was quite fundamental to my YouTube channel blowing up, and it was one of the big reasons we did so well last year. So if you guys are brand new to the journey, brand new to the series and the channel, please make sure to drop that subscription. It really did help me out. Let's do a big start for this series, and I promise you guys I will pump out some quality videos for you guys explaining loads of different money makers and loads of different things relating to free-to-play, gameplay and money making as well. And if we could aim for 150, 200 likes, that would be absolutely massive. And I'd like to say in all the videos, I can't thank you guys enough for all the support you guys do for me. So let's go and get started. So the account name in a minute is free-to-play. A little bit cheesy, but I thought it needed to kind of link to what the previous names were before. Game plan. So what I'm going to do is sort of break these episodes down into certain chunks. So the first episode is going to be with a sheer goal of getting 1 billion coins. Now, for me, there's going to be certain skills which I'm going to go and target. I think mining and smithing is a very solid choice. Crafting as well, with flax being level 1 and non-members, also very good choice and a good way to build up. And just some other little bits and tips as well to get you guys moving as well. But one more favour I would like for you guys as well is any feedback in regards to the videos. These are going to be my first attempts at making a more detailed and a more edited process video. So let me know what you guys think. Is it clear enough? Is it good enough? Is there anything I can improve on as well? This is going to be a big sort of breakout series, hopefully, for the channel. So yeah, thank you guys for everything. I think that's pretty much everything I needed to go through to start with. So yes, our goal is currently to go and earn a bond. Now, we are quite lucky at the minute where the price for bonds have come down a little bit, and the price for bond is currently on the Grand Exchange 124 mil, which you might sit and think over like the past year, past 2 years, that is very expensive. But bond prices have gone upwards to about 140, 145 mil for a little while now. They've been very expensive and have had that little knockdown lately, which is hopefully going to be for our benefits. In terms of this series, it might even go back to those prices. It depends how quick we are. We need to capitalize on money-making methods and stuff like that. Now, a few series rules is I want to sort of manage how much I flip. I think going for this series, I don't want to flip at all. I'm going to put it on my community post whether you guys want me to include like investments and stuff as well. Obviously, any investments we do through the series, we will make sure to document and update you guys of any progress or anything we decide to do with that as well. And also, I am going to be giving a bond away for this series or this episode. This is going to be the only episode I give it away. And basically, the big question is, how many hours or how many days do you guys think it will take for us to go and make this full bond? Now, so what I'll do is I'll do it for the closest hour, but it's a nice little contest for you guys to have in the comments of how long you guys think it's going to take me to do this series. Now, that has been a lot of talking, and I'm quite aware that I do talk quite a lot, so I'm not going to do too much now. So I'm going to run through the activity stuff. I'm also going to go and do the daily challenges as well. So if you don't know, you can run through these daily challenges. You don't get actually anything for them, but it unlocks the ability to do proper daily challenges at an earlier point as well. And it gives us a reason to go and train certain skills. So I'm going to get started. I'm just going to go through some of the early stuff, and then we'll come back with what the main plan is going to be. Again, I do think I need to sort of start leveling stuff up for the first episode, but that 1 mil goal, yes, it's a little bit of a tricky thing to start off with, but once we've started to pick things up like spinning flax, doing some bronze bars, and doing some of these entry-level money makers, which now make a lot of GP in RuneScape, it's very weird that the lower tier stuff sometimes makes like very good profits and can be worthwhile doing for mid-levels, is to do some of that early resource stuff because it's such good profit. But I'll leave you guys with that. We'll come back with the next stage of what we're going to do. Again, any highlights I'll throw in and sort of edit in as well. We do need to go and kill the trolls. We do need to go and kill the troll boss as well, which is sort of one of the big things we normally do. And then, yeah, I'll go through all these entry-level stuff. If you're brand new to the game, again, and you want to follow with it, the activity tracker is a good way for you to learn things. So this is sort of teaching how to do woodcutting, how to get your first level, and just sort of progress nice and easily throughout it as well. So I have 4 logs to my name, which at the minute, you would have thought was not a lot, but 1.2k per log is actually quite cheap. And when you sort of think that that's going to buy me 12 bowstrings, which I will then sort of 10 times my cash, it's quite quick to see how things can snowball in the game as well. So yeah, let's go and work our way through the activity tracker, and then we'll go and do the daily challenges and stuff, and then we can go and progress from there. So in Runescape 3, you get something called daily challenges, and this is basically a sort of request for you to go and do something. So in this case, what we're doing now is mining common gems, and especially when you start a brand new account, there's a series of these challenges you kind of need to get through until you get the actual daily challenges. The normal daily challenges will give you an XP reward. Sometimes if you're members, you'll get a treasure hunter key as well, and treasure hunter is something we'll talk on a little bit later as well. But what this has made me realize, because of the 110 crafting update, which is now come to RuneScape 3, these common gems, things like opal, are up in price at the minute because they're used in some of the urns. So this is really interesting, really, where these sorts of gems could give us a decent chance of making a little bit of money. Could be a really decent way to start mining in terms of like making some profit from them. The lapis lazuli, that is not worth it. It's nothing really worthwhile there. But these opals actually might be a decent price. I'll go and check them on the Grand Exchange when we actually go and do it as well. But you do have a chance of breaking them, which I've just broke all of them. So that is great. We do need to mine them and then also sell them as uncuts as well. But if I can get red topaz and the jade as well from this gem rock, that is going to be very nice. And it could be a decent way for us to make a little bit of starter cash, especially like the red topaz. The red topaz, when I last checked on the Grand Exchange, was something like 8k each, which, you know, for a free-to-play way of making a little bit of money, maybe they're members. They probably are members, but it could be a good way for us to do it as well. So let me just have a quick look, see if there's anything here about it. No, so it seems that these gem rocks are just going to be opal. So even then, it might be worth checking the price on an opal. That's why I've just gone and got level 3 mining, because that could be a good way to make a little bit of money while it's there. And then because we've done this and re-rolled it, we do have some other things to be doing as well. So again, we're going to have to roll through these until they're finished, and then we'll actually get the proper daily challenges. However, I do believe we have a troll to kill. So the next thing it wants us to do is to make a bronze ore box, which is actually very useful. Ore boxes and log boxes are some of the best items I've found from doing Group Iron Man. And basically what the ore box will do is allow you to store ores, which especially in free-to-play where we don't have access to things like porters or, and I believe, magic notepaper as well. I don't know if magic notepaper is non-members. It's a good way for us to get extra resources without having to bank as much as well. So an ore box is definitely going to be something we're going to be sort of carrying around with us. The ability to get an extra 100 copper and tin as well. Especially if, like, mining can be a pretty decent way to make a little bit of money. Especially when you don't have a cap on stamina. I think up to level 25 mining, you don't have a stamina cap. So it's pretty much AFK. So it can be a good way for us to make a little bit of AFK GP. And turn these into bronze bars as well, just to get the account started and to find a little bit of cash as well. But this is what's going to be so good about this series. There's going to be so many different ways. Yes, I know we're sort of doing a bit of mining, but crafting, smithing, fletching as well, low level fletching will make a little bit of money. And we've also got combat as well. All these different things will make us profit. So I'm trying to explore everything, show you guys all these different methods and all these ways you can go and make a little bit more money as well. And go from there. But yeah, so I'm going to go and do this. Once we're all geared up for the big troll, we'll do that because it's a really good cutscene. And it's a really good way to sort of explain combat as well, because I know a lot of people with RS3, the main thing they do struggle with is actually the combat side. So we now have some bronze legs as well, so we are properly equipped to go and do this. Now, a few other little things on the activity tracker for the path as well, just little things, is learning how to bank. That's going to tick that off. Again, not a lot of rewards, but it's nice to just tick these things off now. So the next thing I think we need to do is to go and kill some trolls. So we're going to prepare for battle. We're going to go into the troll cave and we're going to go and mess some trolls up. I don't think this is for the final battle with the big troll, but it's a good way to show you guys combats. Now, for me, RuneScape 3, I use something called Revolution. Now, Revolution automatically triggers your abilities, and I've always found that that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Again, I don't like that intense gameplay, which I know a lot of people don't. Some people love it and are very, very good at it. Me personally, I just want it to like work itself out. So once you start the game, you do have some abilities already assigned. And as you gain levels, you get more and more abilities. So once you've got this, you can then put them onto your bar. You can then talk about rotations. You want to use your best abilities first. So again, we're using things like Dismember first, which is actually, in terms of early game, is quite helpful. Bleeds are very, very good early game because they're one of those where you can get extra damage if needed as well. So we needed to speak to Turiel first, so we're just going to go and talk to him really quickly, and then he's going to send us to go and kill some trolls, I imagine. Turiel as well will talk through combat, things like adrenaline and all the other stuff as well, just so it's easy to understand. And again, they are getting better at stuff like this as well, and like explaining action bars and stuff. Yes, it's not the most interface friendly thing in the world, but once you sort of go for a couple of these things, have a little bit of a play around, it does get easier. So he is now going to go and send us to kill 5 of these trolls, which shouldn't be too much of a problem because we're killing them quite easily. And again, with your interface as well, anything you want to change, just click the unlock button and you can pretty much move and throw everything around. I've just done it to my default kind of style, but again, move it around, have a try, see what works best for you. And that's what's nice about Runescape 3 is that you can move stuff around to how you want it. You can play it whatever way you want. You can have it styled however way you want. I know people don't like the style of how I have mine set up as, but it's just something I'm used to, and it's just the way I'm used to playing as well. So we actually managed to get a Blade Storm Drape, which is nice because that's going to help with our melee bonuses. We are fully kitted out now, so who knows, we might be able to fly through that final boss. We're going to use Dismember quite a lot for that final boss fight because, again, the bleeds really do some decent work. So yeah, basically kill the 5 trolls. If you need any HP, you've got plenty of crayfish to help out as well from doing that bit of fishing. And yeah, that should hopefully be the rest of the trolls killed, and then we can go and get started with the final boss fight. And then after that, we can play the game. So Morningstar doesn't activate into combat until you're ready to do it. So just get prepared, get ready to do what you need to. I'm going to start it with a Dismember and then walk straight under because hopefully the bleed hits. And when you walk under, it will multiply because it's the bleed effect as well. If you can move a monster which is bleeding, the damage will multiply over the time it's bleeding as well. So on with this. Again, we're kind of flying here. We're doing all right. So I'm going to do Slaughter. Again, Slaughter is basically a beefed up version of what Dismember is. So that 12 turns into a 36. And especially with low combat, once you work these bleeds in, it really doesn't take long for the monster to die, especially if you've got like this as well. These abilities are good, but it won't hit massive damage. So really, to start with, bleeds are your friend. So that is Morningstar all done. No real bother there. Actually, if anything, it was a little bit easy. We're going to bury his bones and get a prayer level as well. Level 3 prayer from that as well. I do think his bones have a little bit more of a buff on the prayer XP as well. So always worth doing for that. We're going to go to Turiel, and hopefully this will be the rest of combat done. Again, very brief, nothing too massive in detail for this, but again, I've skipped quite a bit of where it goes into detail, talking through the different things as well. And I do think as an entry level, it has done a pretty decent job for it as well. So, Activity Tracker gives us more things to do. If you do not want to do this, you do not have to. All you need to do is just clear it with this interface as well. Again, it's one of these things where it's trying to talk you through all the different things you can do. What I'm going to do now, though, is go and finish these things off. So we've got basic fire making, cooking and fletching. These will be some nice things just to get ticked off, and then hopefully by then we'll get some daily challenges. Now I'm looking to do daily challenges purely for XP. It's a nice little bump up for something to do, and also it's a nice little way to just go and train my levels. If anything, that is a decent reason. And then once all these are done, these daily challenges, I'll show you guys the interface you're going to get off the back of it then, and then we'll go and do some other stuff to actually go make some money. So because we've now completed all of the base daily challenges, we now have access to the proper daily challenges. So this is going to give us XP, no treasure hunt tickets, that must be a member only thing, but this is going to be very beneficial for us. We're going to have a chance to get to the basically the non-members version, so we're going to have some skips, some oddments, just some extra little rewards, nothing incredible which is going to change the account, but the XP we're going to get from these is going to be huge because it's going to be real beneficial to have those little bump ups in levels and XP as well. I need to fire these pots just for the XP. And then what I've been doing is tying in the activity tracker with the daily challenge stuff as well, just so I can make sure that I'm trying to do the best of both. Again, it takes as long as it needs to, and you will get some levels from it. This is basically how they do their tutorial island now, is to get you in the actual live game and just teach you things through the activity tracker. But everything's explained. It's got these dots to every step you do. Follow this to get to the point you need to. I've not sort of put loads of this in the video because I don't think it's really interesting to watch. Everyone can do this, and again, it's so well explained and sort of guided through. it's sort of once the tutorial is finished, what you do there is what I'm going to focus on, because I think that's where a lot of people do get lost. So what he's going to make us do now is go to craft our own bow, which I will do. All the items that I've sort of getting from doing these tutorials, I'm throwing in the bank, because you never know with Grand Exchange prices for RuneScape 3. You can make a lot of profit from these things. And I probably sort of imagine that that's going to give me my first 20 to 30k-ish. What I'm going to do though, sending me to the flax field, I'm going to do a full invo of flax, because it'll give me some very early crafting levels. So we'll get a nice little bump up. But also each bowstring at the minute is about 800 to 1,000 coins. So we can make quite easily our first 20k just from doing one invo of these bowstrings. So I'll do these bowstrings, I'll show you guys how much it is, and we'll go from there. Gone through the range and major versions of the Birthorpe introduction. And that's pretty much the big introduction to Birthorpe done. It's given me the explore option for Lumbridge as well, with a lot of introductions to brand new skills: agility, hunter, farming, herblore, summoning, and dungeoneering. I'm going to stop now with the activity tracker, because I think it's done what I needed it to. And with just sort of flying around and doing some different stuff, it's given me a nice solid base to build up. Now, through doing this, one of the things I've actually found out is shearing sheep for wool and turning that into a bull of wool is actually pretty decent profit. Like, I was going to go and do flax for some starter cash, but from doing this, it's pretty good to just shear some sheep, turn into wool just for some starter cash. Now, a bull of wool from the Grand Exchange value is currently 2,000 coins. Now, from previous experience, whenever I've had to buy a bull of wool, sometimes it's been a little bit more expensive than that as well. So definitely want to go and take with us to the Grand Exchange, which is where we're going to do just a little bit more for this episode. We're going to go and unlock the lodestones for the Grand Exchange, and then just put a bit of a price on what we're going to do and what we're currently sat at. I do think we've probably got about 50k sat in the bank, which is nice. So what I'm going to go and do now is go and unlock some of the lodestones, basically walk my way to like Valley, then go to Draenor, Lumbridge, and then Varrock from there. Those lodestones are going to be massive, because basically what they are is free teleports when you don't need the magic level to do them. They're just a little bit slow, unless you want to buy Viswax, which will make them quick, but you have to spend a little bit of GP. But it's basically going to give us a teleport network to get around the free-to-play map, which will be essential for what we want to be doing as well. Especially using the Grand Exchange, having a teleport to get to Varrock quickly will be massive. So that's what I'm going to go and do now. Just going to go and unlock all of the different lodestones. We'll start at Valley and work my way around. Then we're at the Grand Exchange. We'll wrap episode 1 up. We'll sort of put a value of where we're currently sat at as well. And we'll finish there, but I'll come back when we're just at the Grand Exchange. So after doing all those lodestones, we have finally made it to the Grand Exchange. And if you are a new player, this is a very, very important piece of the game. And the Grand Exchange is where you can buy and sell all your different items, and also where you can actually make some profits with it as well. Now, one thing I do on a lot of the videos on my channel, I do a lot of money making videos and stuff like that. I always say to sell things for a higher price slowly over time. And this is where you can make money and extra money in the game. By not rushing to sell things, you can do it over time and make more money as a reason for that as well. So a few things I'm going to go and do with this kind of method is just check the price of balls of wool and also the price of bowstrings. Between these two items is going to be the direction I go in terms of crafting. The flax is very cheap to buy. Flax is only 90 GP to buy, but balls of wool, the standard wool is 600 GP, and if a ball of wool can sell for 2,000 coins, that's going to be a lot more profit than making bowstrings. But bowstrings are a much more in-demand material than what balls of wool are, so you have to kind of work out between the two which one is going to be more beneficial. So I'm going to also check the price of opals as well. I'm hoping that with the brand new urns for 110 crafting, that's pushed these prices up. No, it has not. So that is also slightly annoying that these three items, which I was kind of basing my ideas off, haven't gone where I need them to, which is great. So what I'm going to do though is going to go and wrap up the video here. Again, I know we sort of outlaid a plan for doing 1 million GP in the first episode. That's actually going to be in the next episode. This is kind of like the pilot. We run through all the sort of series rules, what I'm looking to do, as well as the introductions and base things to do. But as you can see by the sort of stats, we have got a couple of levels just by sort of doing all the challenges, all the pathway stuff, which is definitely beneficial to do. The next video will hopefully start off with a bit of a bang. We'll have our plan ready to go as well, and we'll hit the ground running, and we'll go through all the different methods we've got to go and make a little bit of GP in the game as well. However, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. I am sort of pushing for 10,000 subs by the end of the year, so this is going to be a pretty big series this year. But if you can support the channel and subscribe, it would mean the world to me. So if you wanted to play for the bond giveaway, make sure to drop in the comments below how long you think it's going to take me to unlock the bond. Let me know any money making ideas you have as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, so much for supporting. Hope you guys really do enjoy this series. I'm going to put as much effort as I possibly can into making this the best series I've currently made on the channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be out with the video number 2 very, very soon. Subscribe to the channel to make sure to catch it. Thank you guys once again. See you guys very soon in the next video.